Please help me welcome Amy giving her speech entitled The Ritual of Dancing.
Life was full of rituals. I can guarantee you that you all went through a number of them this morning, just by the fact that you made it here to work today, or made it to Toastmasters, which I guess is a part of work when you really think about it. Rituals help ease the transition into the day because they let you know what the world expects of you. And when you are part of a ritual, the world knows what to expect of you. The world of dance is no different. I'm a social dancer, and while I enjoy it a lot, I know that I've tried to drag a number of people with me out at any given point. And usually, most people are a little bit intimidated by this. My theory is because they don't actually know what the rituals are. My goal tonight is to explain a little bit about what the rituals in the dance world are, and to hopefully help somebody, get over their fear of going out dancing if you ever feel a need to get your dancing shoes on. My general observations hopefully will include why you should dance, how to get a dance once you've actually arrived at a venue, how to say yes or no if you actually want to dance with somebody, and then after that you actually have to get on and off the floor without, running into people. Make it back to your seat in one piece, and then just a few other random observations that I have on dancing in general. I just finished a short series of West Coast swing classes. Towards the end of the class, the big finale was supposed to be that everyone was to take a field trip out to go and try out our new moves. The last day of class, you could tell everybody was a little bit nervous, and when the teacher asked how many of us were planning on going, about 2/3 of the class said yes. By the time we actually got to the venue, there were 4 of us left. My theory is if people had known maybe a little bit about what to expect, that we hopefully would have had a few more people there. I know that when I started dancing, I was convinced that absolutely nobody was going to want to dance with me. I mean, they don't know anything about me if I can dance, if I'm going to step on their feet or, ruin their groove or something. But I've learned that generally, if you show up, most people at a social dance are actually there to dance, which is really not that surprising. But there are some rituals that certainly help you sort of fit in and know what's going on as far as going. The other thing that people are definitely afraid of is that, well, once somebody dances with me, why should they want to dance with me again? And again, in general, most people at a social dance really are there to dance. They recognize that the more people they include in the scene and help learn how to dance, the more people they're going to have to dance with in the future. Social dancing is a very open scene. People typically only dance with a partner for 1 to 2 songs. If you spend the whole night dancing with the same person, you're looked at as being kind of lame, actually. So after a song or 2, you generally let your partner go and you find somebody else to dance with. Okay, so a lot of people say, all right, so I'm supposed to dance with a whole bunch of people. That's nice. How do I actually achieve that? I hate to say it, but women do have it a little bit easier. If you show up, ritual tends to be that the guy will ask you to dance. There are definitely a number of things, though, that I find that it makes it a little bit easier to get a dance. First off, if you look like you want to dance, somebody's much more inclined to actually come over and ask you. The people that I notice not having a good time are typically the girls sitting back in the corners, pushing back their cuticles, picking up a cocktail really quickly anytime anybody comes nearing them and, trying to down it as quickly as possible. I know if I were a guy, I don't think I'd be very inclined to go ask somebody to dance who looked like that. The people who do seem to get dances are near the edge of the dance floor. They're tapping their feet, they're scanning the room. You're looking for somebody who also looks like they want to dance. Of course, you don't necessarily have to wait for somebody to come and ask you to dance either. I know that I spend far more time on the dance floor if I'm going to ask somebody as well. A guy, if you are a guy, things are definitely a little bit more difficult, at least until you get over the fear of being rejected. For the most part, if you just look around and look for somebody who looks like she's wanting to dance, you make eye contact and she sort of smiles and nods, chances are if you go over and ask her, she's going to dance with you. You know, and the rituals are changing. Many women, too, actually will come up and ask you to dance. I know it increases the amount of time that we all spend dancing. The next thing to do is actually, after you've got a partner, you have to make sure that you can move on to the floor. It's the guy's responsibility generally to make sure that the couple doesn't run into anybody. This is a little bit hard maybe the first time you're going there, because if you look at a dance floor, it can look a little bit like a roller skating rink from when you're a kid. You've got people going around the outside, you've got people in the middle, and you've got to sort of maneuver your way around. Generally, there are two types of dances. You've got moving or circular dances and then stationary dances. I'm a little bit more familiar with the stationary dances, which are things like swing and Lindy Hop and salsa. If you're going to dance in a moving dance, be sure you stay on the outside. If you're doing a dance where you're going to stay in one spot, put yourself in the middle. Again, social grace and rituals say that if you're going the wrong direction, you're not being very cool. So, you know, pay attention to the social rules and you're probably going to do just fine. Once you've gotten out there, you dance for a song. At the end of the song or so, the guy is responsible typically for taking the couple off the floor, and you do that generally, you know, you thank each other and then you're off to find another dance partner. Things are going well. Of course, if you do decide to leave the dance floor in the middle, watch out for all those people swirling around you. There are very few reasons that I will actually ever turn down a dance. One, I'm tired. Two, I don't know the song and I don't know how to dance to it. And very rarely will I ever turn somebody down because I don't want to dance. The unfortunate part of turning anyone down at a dance is you have to sit out the entire song, even if Prince Charming comes along after that. So, you know, most people really are going to dance with you. Generally, what you want to do is follow some general social rules, and the rituals will certainly become clear to you as you get in there and start dancing. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys out at the Century sometime. You'll find me there with my dancing shoes on.